Hello, happy people. I hope you are having just an absolutely amazing day today. So today we're taking a look at Salvatore's novel, Echoes of the Fourth Magic. This was the first novel he posted outside of a world that he created that put him on the map in a major way. The Dristorton series and that sort of thing. He just finished that first trilogy, and this was published. It's published by Rock and so forth. I picked up this novel and read it when I was a kid. Back when I was after he became my favorite author, after J.R. Tolkien, and before Michael Moorcock and then H.P. Lovecraft. So he was one of my bigger, and so I followed him heavily, and that sort of thing, and I followed this into his work. I read it a few times. I just went back and knocked it out. I was traveling back to Baltimore to get a doctor's appointment at Johns Hopkins, and so I read like 40 pages, the first few chapters on Sunday, and then I knocked it out on the trip and a hotel room and that sort of a thing. It was a 6-hour trip, and then I'd spent like an hour on Sunday, those 40 pages, and then also a few hours when I was back at the hotel, and that sort of thing. So I probably spent about 10 hours total reading this. Not that bad. It's about 314 pages long, so it's pretty fast, and that sort of thing. Knocked out a couple days for you folks. R.A. Salvatore is a beloved author, right? That sort of thing. So basically what happens in here, again, this is a world that he created, and that sort of a thing, but the idea here is that a U.S. submarine, and it's a nuclear sub, it doesn't have like nuclear weapons, it's a top of the line thing, it's all about peace and science, and that sort of thing. Has people from a number of people, and it's on its mission. It's called the USS Unicorn, and such, and it gets pulled into the Bermuda Triangle, and then it's doing some research there, and then the nuclear bombs go off, and it's sent forward in time, and that sort of a thing, and it will emerge thousands of years later after the nuclear apocalypse has happened. Initially, it'll seem like nobody is alive, and then the survivors will be on a life raft, and then they will run into this giant wall of golden yellow that's shining and so forth, and then all of a sudden they get transformed into like the border of a world, that world that they enter has skies they give and fantasy stuff too. And so in this post-apocalyptic thing, a fantasy has taken over, and that sort of a thing, and then they will be met there by this person who helped to create the world, with the person who said that he wasn't going to let man kill its man, the God, and such. And so now his people have helped him to create this new world that these people from the past are entering, and that sort of thing. And then we'll find out lots more about the world of the world building and that sort of thing. Love the characters, love the ending. I think it's an absolute classic. I love it lots. It's more of an epicer feel than the previous 3 series that we had, and that sort of a thing. And then I will find out loads more about magic and that sort of thing, how it works. So since this is a post-apocalyptic fantasy, that was actually not that uncommon for a while. I've actually read a few of them and have reviewed them for you folks, on that sort of a thing. So like the Fred Saberhagen trilogy. And such that I knocked out, that the complete Book of Swords is set in 2, but it's 100 years into the future, so it's a little less sci-fi and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic fantasy world rather than post-apocalyptic science fiction. So post-apocalyptic with them bringing in their things and that sort of thing, as well as fantasy too. I would say it's both a fantasy and a science fiction. What I was raised at. I think it's fun and clever stuff. Love it lots. And there you are. And so now these people have been brought back from time. We'll find out intentionally by the caretaker that saves them and heals them up, and that sort of thing. And they're here to help out because people have started to go backslide into who humanity was before the nuclear bombs fell. Make sense? All right, so that's fun stuff. Alrighty. And so our key character is Jeff Del Giudice. He goes by Del. And that sort of a thing, and then he is going to be our primary character, and then some of his other major characters too. There's going to be 4 of them that survive, and such, and then so 2 of them are a little more antagonistic, but his best friend Billy Shank is a great guy too. that sort of thing. And so there you are. And so this is the Echoes of the Fourth Magic. I do think it's a better, because it's set not in its own world. I don't think that Salvatore is played by its own rules. Love the ending too. And it's good stuff. Love it. And again, I think it's more epic. And that sort of thing. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, right? I know some people probably would give it higher, lower, whatever. But I think an 8's fine. I think it's suitable for you folks. But there you are. Have you read this? I'll link it to you in the comments below in case you're interested in checking it out further. Feel free to do so. And then also, you let me know what your thoughts are, if you read it or not. Ready for you folks. And then just as a reminder, try to keep it spoiler free. I didn't give any spoilers, right? No parts of that I gave you, right? None of that stuff is happening. Alrighty, so there you are. If, as a reminder, I'm not a literary critic. I don't critique. I wasn't even in an English major in college. I was a political science major. So I'm just a fan, right? So I'm just coming to you. So my opinion doesn't come from a place of high quality stuff, right? It's just me. But I'm just a fan, right? So your opinion is going to be just as valid, right, as mine is. So if you are somebody, just let me know your thoughts about it. Your opinion is just as valid as mine is. Just let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. And again, I'll link to this and such. Alrighty, so there you are. And then the next thing is just I want to thank you so very, very much, for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my videos, right? Because we all have so many things, right, that are happening in our lives and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spend this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it so much. And then, I do 3 of these older videos a week, with older books in this case, or novels, and I also do some novellas or poems or short stories too, in the genres of science fiction, fantasy, and horror that we cover. And then also, I do some other videos too. So about 7 videos a week. So if you like those older things, do all the YouTube stuff, like hit the subscribe button, like button, the bell icon, if you want to be notified of those 7 videos of older things a week. And then also share with your friends, right? That sort of thing. But basically, watch and share. Those are the key ways they grow the channel. Alrighty, and so there you are. As a reminder, the channel is named The Worst Thing About New Books. That's a quote by French philosopher Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? There's definitely some older stuff we might have forgotten about. Alrighty, but it's still influential today, right? So that's the passion of the channel, is finding these older things for you folks. And there you are. Thanks again for your time, and have an amazing day.